Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Growth Stocks channel. Today I present you a new episode. Specifically, I will give you 5 top space stocks for April 2021. So these space stocks are excellent top April stock picks and they have good growth and good momentum, and the overall space theme is a very promising theme going forward with a high potential for very strong returns. So I think it definitely pays to watch that video until the end with me and have a look at all of these 5 top space stocks. So before I start right off with the first top space stock, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. And also one more quick note, please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below and hit the notifications bell so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me. So please subscribe now. And also one quick note, so this is part 2 of the top space stocks. If you missed part 1, they are excellent space stocks, which is a must watch video if you are into space stocks. So have a look on my channel if you missed part 1 of the top space stocks. Okay, so let's start right off with the first top space stock, and it is AIR Corp. Here you can see the long-term chart of AIR, and as you can see, here we had last year in March we had a strong breakdown in the stock, and before we were trading sideways for some time, then we had the Corona breakdown. This is quite strong. It's a quite strong breakdown. We traded around $43. We broke down to around $13, but we made the low in March 2020 with that stock, and then we could recover a little bit, and we traded for quite some time sideways. But then in November 2020, we broke out in that space stock, traded to the upside, and we formed a nice uptrend since then. And currently we are trading again at around $42. So we recovered quite nicely in AI Corp, and we are developing a new uptrend in AAR Corp. And in the short-term chart, you just see that, here's a breakout, strong breakout in November, and then you see that development of a nice uptrend. And we see as well, for instance, here around January 21, here we had a bounce of the 50-day moving average, quite nice bounce. And just recently, we had also near the 50-day bounce to the upside. So I think from a technical standpoint, we are looking good here for AAR. And when we look at the growth characteristics, the EPS growth, it's very strong with 492%. The sales growth is a little bit sluggish with minus 27%. And the relative strength rating, it's not the strongest, it's 74. But we see that with many of these space names, they do not have the strongest relative strength rating in the market, but they have high potential, so I think they are still good stock plays. And so I think AAR with these characteristics is a top space stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for AAR. So now let's have a look at the next top space stock, and it is AVAV, AeroVironment. Here you can see the long-term chart of Aero, and as you can see, here we had let's say from around 2017 May, and a nice breakout from this correction phase here, and then we developed a very strong uptrend in AVAV. We made a high in September 2018 with that uptrend, and then we had a longer correction phase where we made the low in last year March, and we could reverse from that low, trade to the upside, and develop a new uptrend in AVAV. And also you can see, for instance, here we undercut the moving averages, the long-term moving averages here, and but recently still we could trade to the upside and form a nice and strong uptrend. In the short-term chart, I mean, we see just that there. Here we undercut the moving averages, and still we could develop a new uptrend. And now we are building here. It looks like we are having a pause in that uptrend, building a pause, or we can say we are building a base. And I think soon a breakout above this level here, trade a little bit, breakout, and then I think soon we could see a continuation of the overall uptrend in AVAV. So I think from a technical standpoint, we are looking good here in AVAV. And when we look at the growth characteristics, I mean, yeah, the EPS growth, it's sluggish, it's minus 98%, but the sales growth, it's good with plus 19%. And the relative strength rating, it's not the strongest like with many of these space names, because I think it's early in the space stocks run. So I think they have high potential, and I think their relative strength rating could increase dramatically, and also their prices, and so their prices. So the relative strength rating for a VAV is 68. So I think still a VAV is a top space stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for a VAV. So now let's have a look at the next space stock, and it is SPCE, Virgin Galactic. Here you can see the long-term chart of Virgin Galactic, and as you can see, I mean, we were trading sideways for quite some time in AV until around October 2019. Then we had upside volatility, and directly after that downside volatility, strong downside volatility. But after that we could develop a strong volatile uptrend. I mean, you see after December 2019 we traded strongly to the upside. I mean, we had a move from around $7 to up to $42. Then we came back strongly. Again, we traded down to $9, but we could recover, and since then develop a nice uptrend and also a less volatile uptrend. And you can see in that uptrend, I mean, the moving averages have been good supporting lines. For instance, here the 250-day, a couple of times here, the supporting line, here supporting line, here the 200-day supporting line. And just recently we came back to the 150-day, and currently we are trading near that level, and it looks like we had a bounce here of the 200-day. So I think soon we could see a continuation of the overall uptrend in Virgin Galactic, and the current price level compared to the recent past, I mean, it's cheap. It doesn't mean it cannot go lower, but overall Virgin Galactic, I mean, it's a good space stock. And when we look at the growth characteristics, I mean, these are flat, and the relative strength rating is 71, so it's low like many of these space stocks. But I mean, this is overall for the space theme, these two, as said, these do not have the strongest relative strength ratings in the market. If you are up to way strong relative strength rating, you should look in the tech or tech growth space. And I have many videos about the best tech stocks. Have a look on my channel for that. And also quite recently, some of the value plays have been performing quite well as well. And they have a strong relative strength rating, and I just made 2 videos about the best value stocks. So have a look on my channel if you are interested in these kinds of stocks. Yeah, okay, so I think it is a top space stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for space. So now let's have a look at the next top space stock for 2021, and it is JD.com. Here you can see the long-term chart of JD, and as you can see, I mean, now we have been in a strong uptrend in JD. I mean, let's say since around April 2019, where we broke the downtrend and could develop a strong uptrend since then in JD. And we can see here we have been bouncing of the moving averages, of the long-term moving averages. For instance, here of the 250-day. Here we had bounces of the 250-day, 200-day. And just recently we had a bounce. Looks like we are having a bounce of the 250-day again. So I think the current level could be attractive. When we look in the short-term chart, I mean, you can see in the up run, yeah, very strong up run, and yeah, some nice bounces here of the 50-day moving average, here of the 50-day, and here of the 100-day, the green line. And I think currently, yeah, we had the bounce of the 250-day. I think soon we could continue with that overall strong uptrend in JD. And when we look at the growth characteristics, I mean, these are excellent as well for JD. The PS growth is super strong with 846%. And the sales growth is very good as well with plus 38%. But the relative strength rating, it's not the best, it's 65. So I think still JD is a good space stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for JD. So now let's have a look at the last top space stock for 2021 for today. And it is NVDA. So, I mean, here you can see the long-term chart of NVIDIA, and as you can see, I mean, we have been in a long-term uptrend in NVIDIA since, let's say, around May 2013, trending higher and higher, and then we had a stronger correction around September 2018, or we made the high with that up leg, and then we developed a longer correction, but we could break the downtrend around September 2019 and continue with a strong uptrend in NVIDIA. And you see as well, we had a corona breakdown in NVIDIA, but this was swiftly. We could recover quickly from that breakdown. And now we are building a longer term base in NVIDIA. We are moving sideways since around September 2020. And yeah, I think sooner or later, I think we will break out of that sideways moving phase and continue with the overall strong uptrend in NVIDIA. And when we look at the growth characteristics for NVIDIA, I mean, these are way good. The PS growth, it's very strong with plus 49%. And the sales growth, it's very strong as well with plus 59%. And the relative strength rating, I mean, at the moment, it's not the best, it's 70. But I think NVIDIA is still a very strong stock in the semiconductor space with exposure to the space sector. And also, and these semiconductors are in a very high need everywhere in the world, and also especially in the space stocks. So I think NVIDIA is definitely the top space stock for 2021. Okay, so these were the space stocks for 2021 for today. I hope in that video are some nice space stocks which you can use for your research. And also please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below and hit the notifications bell so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me. So please subscribe now. And thank you for watching that video. And I think this year, at the end of this year, we will see dramatically higher stock prices. So I think it definitely pays if you invest your time in your stock selections. And if you need some stock ideas, feel free to come back to my channel. And I think the stock market will go higher and higher because of this massive liquidity from all of these central banks and governments around the world due to the corona pandemic. And I think in the end, it will lead into an asset price inflation. So I think it's an exciting time for stock investors. Okay, so thank you for watching that video, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.